Bucs win. Bucs win. Bucs win. Ha! 3 NFC South Division titles back to back. Back to back. Now, the Saints have done it, or should I say the Taints have done it 4 times in a row from 2017 to 2020. Yeah, let me look at my notes. But we're going to do 5 in a row. You know why? Because the Taints. All right, let's start it off. Winfield didn't make the Pro Bowl, won this game. Stopped another touchdown at the goal line. Popped the ball out. Boom. It's a shame. You know, just like Levante David will never get the recognition he deserves. But he did surpass John Lynch for the most tackles by a defensive back in franchise history. That's impressive. I was going to wear my John Lynch jersey, but I went with Levante David because if we lost today, this might have been Levante David's last game. And this is Levante David. Start off the game. First 2 throws by the Buccaneers were to Mike Evans. Great game plan until they forgot to do it again. He had 1 reception for the rest of the game. What? Horrible offense. Carlton Davis almost had an interception. I think maybe 2, but just that's why he plays defense. The Buccaneers have not scored on an opening drive all year long. Done. 2023 season is in the books. That is now there forever. Oh, the season's over, man. I feel bad for all the teams that didn't make it and all the fans. And I wish every season could last forever. But anyhow, the Bucs are going to the playoffs. All right. Besides the Buccaneers being one of the few teams that hasn't scored on their opening drive, the Panthers were another team, and they didn't score on their opening drive. Yaya Diaby did have a sack. He's going to be something special. Mayfield was sacked a couple of times. He was sacked on 3rd down, and he early in the game and came limping off the field the rest of the game. He had a noticeable limp, but I think that's Baker Mayfield. I think he likes to play injured. It gives him that chip on his shoulder. I saw Feeler, however you say it, in the left guard position a few snaps. Now, Steeny was listed as a starter, but I did see Filer. We'll have to look at that on the All-22. A couple of times, and I've mentioned this throughout the season, they showed Baker Mayfield on the bench, sitting by himself, not talking to coordinators, not talking to any teammates, and not even looking at tablets. That's just weird to me. He's just sitting there. We did see a shot of him talking with Mike Evans while Mike was sitting down, but that was on one of their many missed connections. I just find that strange with Mayfield, and I've talked about it quite a bit. We did have that number 17 runs it in for a touchdown, and Winfield Jr. knocks it out right before he crosses the line. Again, it was another thing that had to go to replay and overturned. It was a touchdown, overturned. At that point, the Panthers would have been leading us. Now, on the very next play, the Bucs go 3 and out. Or the very next series, the Bucs go 3 and out. So we get a great play by Winfield, absolute dud on offense. And at that point, Molly was sitting with me on the couch. We were both laying there, which is unusual for me because I'm normally walking around. And she looked over at me with trying to hold her eyes open as she said, "This is a boring game." And I agreed with her at that point. 4:23 in the second quarter, the Buccaneers get a 36-yard field goal to make it 3-zip. 4:23 in the second quarter. It was the first time anybody scored. The first half, there was 11 first downs combined and 10 punts. So almost as many punts as there were first downs. Now, last time we played the Panthers in week 13, we had a combined 16 punts. Now, in this game, there was 12. So I don't know what it is about the Panthers, but we're playing each other hard or not good. Both teams are playing really bad. How about that? Let's go with that. The first half, the Bucs ended out kicking a 57-yard field goal to end it, with the score being 6-0. Now, approximately 7 minutes left in the third quarter, Baker Mayfield gets sacked on I think it was a third down, the mini third and longs we had. And right in the middle was K. Dotton, wide open. We're going to have to look at that on the all 22 because I was just screaming. I was like, he's wide open. Again, Mayfield. Panthers ended up missing a 52-yard field goal with about 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Ends the third quarter, and the Buccaneers at that point had only run 5 offensive plays in the second half. We go down, we get the ball. Trey Palmer ends up dropping it on the goal line right in his hands. That's with about 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And the very next play, third down, Mayfield gets sacked. Cody Mock gets blowed up by a linebacker. Now, Cody Mock, you're my boy. I wanted you in the draft, but you have been a complete, total mess this year. Probably the worst lineman I've seen. So step it up. I've got faith in you. Next year, you can do this, man. You can do this. 2:20 in the third quarter, 4th and 12. The Panthers go for it, and they get it. On that play, Levante David and Cansey, 94 and 54, they both get hurt. They're laying on the field. They go to TV break. They come back. They don't replay the injury, but they continue playing without Levante and Cansey. We don't know what happened. They did come back later in the game. The Panthers ended up missing a 52-yard field goal with 4 seconds left in the third quarter. I said that already. Bucs ended up kicking a field goal, making it 9-0. They did, on the kick off afterwards, they panned the stadium, and I would say it was probably about 40% red in the stadium. A lot of Bucs fans there. The Panthers on the next drive scored a touchdown, but it was called back on a penalty. And then the very next play, number 9, Tryon, strips the ball from Bryce Young, and it's recovered by Gaines, number 96. I'm like, that is the epitome of this game and this season. I mean, the two guys, it could have only been better if it would have been number 9, Tryon, and number 90, Logan Hall. All the mess. I've given them a hard time this year. And that was basically the play that wrapped up the game. Godwin catches a pass on 3rd and down to put him over 1,000 yards on the season. I'm sure that was in his contract incentive. Just like Baker Mayfield, I think he got $1 million for winning the NFC South. Third quarter, or 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, the Panthers have no more timeouts. Why did that happen? I don't know. I meant to look that up. These are my notes. Panthers shut out back-to-back in games, first time in NFL since the 2009 Browns. Yeesh. You're up there with the Browns. So Buccaneers end up winning the game. We do victory formation, and with, I think, with like 2 minutes and 9 seconds left, we started victory formation or some mess because they didn't have any timeouts left. I don't know what was going on with that. On the victory formation, 83 Tompkins does a side flip. Boom. Look for a video coming out on that. He's done a lot of good stuff. A lot of thirds and longs in this game. Godwin was our top receiver with 6 catches and 51 yards. But that's nothing compared to the Panthers, who had no player with more than 2 catches. Now, for a must-win game, this was boring. And it wasn't played well by the Buccaneers. The Panthers have their record not because they're tanking. They get nothing for their draft pick. They're just that bad. And the Buccaneers came out and played about their level. You know, the offense has got to do something. It's dead. This offense is dead. Now, the Saints beat the Falcons 48-17, and after the game, Arthur Smith ran out to talk to Dennis Allen, both head coaches, and he chewed him out for running up the clock or running up the score. I was like, woo, go. He's probably gone now, Arthur Smith, from the Falcons. So that was probably the frustration. The Jets beat the Patriots for the first time in 15 games. That's like 7 years, 8 years. Good grief. My game ball definitely has got to go to Winfield. Now, just for that one play. He had a great game besides that, but just for that one play, game ball, because nobody else deserved anything, especially the offense. No game balls on offense. Not very good. As of this recording, we do not know if the Saints are in the playoffs. They need Seattle and Green Bay to lose. And we do not know who we're playing between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. It depends on what the Cowboys do today. And there's a lot to talk about in this game, A lot of talk about the whole season. Lots that we're going to talk about. So join us live chat, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Victory Monday. And, guys, we got in, and anything can happen in the playoffs, any given Sunday, all that good stuff. But lots to talk about. I'll see you Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Till next time, go Bucs.